What is going on YouTube? N64 here, I'm back. Thanks for tuning in again as always, it's very much appreciated. What we're going to go through on this video is a closer look at my Nintendo 64 collection, the full PAL set, and I'm going to tell you a few stories that I haven't told you yet about some of the games that I've picked up, because I think there's a few stories there that I just want to put out there, and just to show you some of the games in a bit of a closer detail really, because we haven't really done that yet. I can't go through them all, obviously, there's so many of them, but I just wanted to drop a bit of content this week. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do another episode of Mission N64-239 like I had hoped, so that's going to be pended on another week, so sit tight and bear with me on that. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey lately, and I've been really enjoying that, and that's where my spare time has been allocated recently. I've been so busy over the Easter weekend, I hadn't had time to put much time into it really, but the time I did have, I wanted to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Really loving that, such an immersive game and very captivating, and I'm really enjoying that, so that's where my time has been allocated. But yeah, the next episode of Mission N64-239 will drop next week. So yeah, without further ado then, I'll get behind the camera and I'll start filming and going through some of my games then. Right then, let's get into it, shall we? So at the top there, we've got the Bitmap books. That's released a couple of years ago now. It's like basically an N64 encyclopedia. I haven't looked at it in too much detail, but definitely one that I need to have a closer look at. But yeah, it's basically a plethora of knowledge of Nintendo 64, everything and anything in there really. So yeah, a very useful reference point and definitely worth having in your collection really. The big box Lilac Wars there, needlessly so big, just includes a rumble pack and the game and an extra large manual. Very bizarre that they chose a box like that really. And then the Player's Choice set, some of the 10 of the best sellers on the system. Bizarrely, Ocarina of Time never made it into this range, probably because it stayed a good seller really, and Player's Choice, Platinum, whatever you want to call it across systems, is normally like a last throw of the dice, a last Hail Mary to try and boost sales, but I guess Ocarina of Time sold so well throughout the life of the N64. There was never a need to make it into a Player's Choice or Platinum, but yes, a nice little subset to go for because there's only 10 games within that. These are all mine, very good condition. I think Banjo-Kazooie is probably the least nicest out of the lot, and one that I strive to get a nice upgrade on one day. I know people with the set red strip sealed, and that's great for them, you know. It's a nice little subset to have, so in that sort of condition as well. Really good. Some great games within this. Not the easiest subset to go for if you're going for high-end quality. I don't know why, but this sort of silver or grey, whatever you want to call it, box art, it tends to go brown and grubby quite easily, and it's not something you can clean off. Just a bizarre issue with the cardboard. And then they also seem to be more susceptible to shelf wear, so whitening on the silver boxes, you'll often see. If you go and have a look on eBay, you'll see exactly what I mean. But yeah, let's get into the actual set then. So yeah, I've just got all the Australian sort of variants or exclusives along the top. Exclusives being these three here: StarCraft 64, Snowball Kids 2, and Ken Giffrey's Major League Baseball. Then we've got the Australian variants of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and they're just like fantastic box art, so I love having those in there. HSV Adventure Racing, which is a variant of Beetle Adventure Racing, but it's got like an Australian commentator and stuff. It's quite good fun really. And the Donkey Kong 64, which has got a lovely yellow cartridge, and yeah, definitely one that I love to have in my collection really. Shame we never got that over here in PAL territories, UK PAL, well, European PAL territories I should say. It really is. But yeah, into the collection and some of my original games in here, like The World Is Not Enough, which I've talked about on the channel before. My GoldenEye cartridge is in my GoldenEye bundle, but I've got other games in here that are my originals. A lot of them I replaced the boxes because they were very beaten up, but I kept my cartridges, so Mission Impossible is another one of my original games and so on. But yeah, this Billy bookcase really does display the entire collection really well. I do apologise for the lighting, you'll have to bear with me on that. But yeah, it's really fits well, doesn't it? You know, with that extra shelf at the top, just have the sort of bonus exclusives or whatever, the Australian variants and exclusives, and then underneath that you've just got all your shelves full of PAL, the full PAL library, so 239 games, which I'm aiming to achieve completion on Mission N64-239. But yeah, let's just go through some commentary on some of the games then, really. Batman, this is like a really difficult game to get in good condition, and yeah, this is not minted by any stretch, but you know, compared to most you see, this is very good condition. It's fully complete, obviously. I'm not going to open them all up, but yeah, just a bit of cornering really, but yeah, in the main, you'd be really happy with that in your collection. Blues Brothers, this is a rare title. I think it's just got a bit of issue on that corner there, but other than that, this is really good condition, and this one's quite unique. It's got a receipt from Game Station, so obviously at some point in this game's life, it was traded into Game Station second hand and then sold at Game Station second hand, and somebody bought it and they kept the receipt. But yeah, there's a slight issue on that side there, but otherwise it's really good condition. This is a pretty expensive game, so happy with that. It's a shame it's not a minter for such a rare game, but yeah, I'm incredibly happy with that. I have some red strip sealed games in my collection. Cruising World. This is such a difficult UKV, especially game to get in very good condition. Anybody collects a library who is fussy in any capacity will know how difficult it is to get this in good condition. So to have a really beautiful red strip sealed copy, I felt like that was the only way I was going to get a nice copy of it. Boy, did I have to pay hard for that, but yeah, worth every penny to my mind as a sound investment, really, and one that's always going to be a unique piece for sure. I've got another one here, Charlie Blast's an uncommon red strip, really. It's a difficult one to come by. Got this for a good price and a lot lower than you would have paid during the COVID boom. I sort of came along after that when things were coming back down a bit, so back down to earth a little bit. I still paid handsomely for it, but I sold the copy that I had on for a profit, so it brought the average cost down, which is how I went about a lot of my collection, really. Yeah, really happy with that. I got a great price on this Excitebike 64. I'm pretty sure I won it at auction on eBay, and I'm pretty convinced it was lower than what you'd be able to sell it for. I can't remember the figure off the top of my head, but I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. And yeah, I'm pretty convinced that I got that for a great price relative to what it could go for on another day. Flying Dragon, I think I've shown this before, but this is sealed. This is an incredibly rare game to get in nice condition. It's of the worst on the 64, really, in terms of it's certainly in power territory anyway for the type of box cardboard that was used. It's not durable in the slightest, and it hasn't stood the test of time at all. But this is like brand new and sealed, and it's absolutely fabulous condition, really. It's not perfect. This has issues. I think there's a small hole in the seal there. But yeah, in the main, it's really good condition, and yeah, a really unique piece, really, for all intents and purposes. So yeah, more than happy to have that in my collection. Jeremy McGrath. I think there's a unique story behind that because it's one of the most difficult games to get in good condition. This isn't mint again. It's got like a small bit of wear, but in the main, it's very good condition. And I got this for about 80 quid, 85 quid. And the unique story behind this was that I referred to when I used to refresh eBay like quite a lot and see what came up throughout the day when I had time spare. And this is one such game. It was listed for 85 pounds, and I just bought it straight away. I knew that this was a great price. You could probably sell this for, I don't know, about £200 or £300 really, and comfortably get that really on a day where somebody really wants it. It's such a difficult game to get in good condition, and basically, yeah, I snapped it up straight away. And then a mate of mine who was collecting at the same time messaged me and said, "Did you get this? I've just tried to buy it, but it's out of stock." And yeah, it was me. So yeah, we had a bit of banter about that. But yeah, that was on eBay. When you buy something, buy it now. It shows online if you search like the relevant filters. It still shows for about 5 minutes after purchase. But it's out of stock, so you can't buy it, sort of thing. And yeah, that was a little funny issue with eBay, really, that it's kind of a tease, really, that 1 minute it's there and you're really happy, but you can't buy it, and then yeah, it just lets you know that someone else has bought it, basically. So it's quite brutal. I've got another red strip here in Mischief Makers. I can't remember how many red strips I've got in total now, but it's probably 4 or 5, I think. That's what we got there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 so far. I think I do have another one. I've certainly got one on the way. Spoiler alert. That'll be coming up in an upcoming pickups video. I've been buying a few bits lately, but I'm just waiting to the red strip to come from Australia, of all places, where red strips weren't even sold. And yeah, got a little package coming from Australia, so I'll do a pickups video and drop the red strip, and yeah, go through the rest of the pickups I've been buying lately across other platforms. Milo's Astro Lanes. If you've been subscribed to the channel for a while, you might have seen when I got this upgrade. It was a sealed one, but I took the seal off because it was sort of squashing the box at this end here. But I had a right game getting this. So basically, I bought it from Italy. It got bounced at customs for alleged batteries, even though there aren't any batteries in this game, as in you can't save on this game. So there are no batteries in this game. It bounced at customs for batteries, and then the seller cancelled the purchase and said I can't, because it got bounced to customs. So I had a right problem with that. And the worst bit was I'd already sold my old copy to recoup some of the money, because I needed the money at that point in time. I can't remember what for, and I needed it for something else. So I sold my copy ahead of the curve before that had arrived, and I ended up with an incomplete set at that point in time, and it's quite traumatizing, really. It's a lesson that you should learn from and not really do. And I knew it anyway, but I just took the risk, and it backfired that one time that I took the risk. But yes, so what happened was the guy relisted it in Italy, and I've got a friend in Belgium, and he fortunately bought it for me as soon as it got relisted, and it went to Belgium before coming here to the UK to me. So yes, it went round the region a little bit, or round the country, round the continent a little bit, I should say, and yeah, eventually made its way back to me. Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero, not a good game by any means, but a difficult one to get in good condition. Yeah, this is brand new and sealed, so a superb item to have in the collection, really. More than happy with that. In the Zone 2000, this is brand new unplayed, the rarest game for any UK collector, at least. UKV, just English on the back. Hello, it's me. Very difficult to get in this sort of condition, really. Or very difficult to get at all, I should say, complete in box. But yeah, to have a brand new unplayed one out of a shipping box, it's really nice to have, you know, for sure. We've got a brand new NBA Jam 2000 sealed here. This is another difficult game to get in English. But yeah, more than happy with that. And it's quite nice, really, because I've got the sort of corresponding acclaim sports game NFL Quarterback 2000 here. I've talked about the story on this in the channel before, didn't I? I bought it, it came up £200, buy it now, bought it, snagged it, and then the seller messaged me saying somebody backdoored them and tried to offer them double, but fortunately they were an honourable seller, and they honoured the sale and respectfully honoured the £200 purchase for that, even though they could have sold it for more. So really appreciated that. Not enough good folk like that out there, really. Got a Rampage 2 down here sealed, which is like, again, another difficult fragile cardboard box. So to have a brand new sealed copy in fabulous condition like this is really unique, really. Sits next to Rat Attack, which is, you know, just skyrocketing in recent times, and you know, you're looking at well into 4 figures for a copy like this. I think the last one was over 2,000, wasn't it? So and it wasn't quite as nice as this one. So yeah, I'd say 2,000 on that at the current prices, really. Assuming you can find a buyer, of course. You know, none of this stuff is worth anything unless someone's willing to pay for it. That's always worth remembering. You know, I'm not here saying, look at all my stuff, look what it's worth. Look, if nobody wants this stuff, it's not worth that much. But right now, people do seem to want it for the sort of higher end prices than when I purchased. So it's yeah, it's a good time really to own it. The nice sealed Robotron 64 here. It's a difficult game to get in good condition, and again, fragile cardboard. So all these sort of like GT Interactive boxes. They were the publisher, were they? The developers Midway. That's why the box is all fragile on these. There we go, GT Interactive. So they sort of cheapskated really, a bit like Acclaim as well with these boxes. Really poor quality. I feel like there's a red strip that I'm missing, but we'll probably come across it at some point, I guess. Got a sealed Rush 2 here. This was like a unique experience. I had a mate in Australia who wanted it. It was an eBay auction and it went quite cheap in the end. I think I got it for about 170, 180 in the end, which is a bargain really for a brand new sealed copy in really fresh condition. And my mate in Australia forgot to bid, so I got that for a good price really. I'm sure he probably would have outbid me if he was awake for it, because he would have paid more, I expect. Tarzan, great game. I think I say great game. Great game to have in good condition like this. You know, it's just a lovely box art. I've already beaten it on Mission N64-239. I don't think I graded it that high. I think it's just because it's 2.5D, and yeah, not the best game in the world, but it's fun. It's, yeah, probably a bit harsh on my review on that. Toy Story 2. So this is fabulous condition, and another box that's normally battered. Really nice condition this is. And I got lucky with this one as well. So this was an eBay auction, and I've got a mate who might even be watching this. You're right, Pat, if you're watching. And he's a really high-end N64 game collector. He's got a beautiful collection. You think, if you have any sort of view on mine being nice, you should see his. And yeah, he wanted to bid on this, but his bid didn't go through, and he definitely was willing to pay more than me at that point in time. So if his bid had gone through, and I think he was stuck in an area of no signal or something like that. Either way, the snipe bid didn't go through, and he missed out, and so I won this, and for a good price really for the condition. So I was very happy with that. I think he has got a nice one. I actually got a sealed one not long ago. So yeah, he's sorted now, I believe. And yeah, just some these vigilante games are really difficult. These cheap Activision boxes with the built-in inserts, but these are practically mint. And these came from a big bundle that I got of box only, so from a collector. But he owned his N64 since back in the day, and I was speaking to him on eBay, and I was like, "Why have you got the boxes only then? Where are the carts and the manuals and so on?" And apparently, he owned them since back in the early 2000s, and he flat packed all the boxes in the loft. And I'm not sure what he did with the manuals. He might have even had the manuals and kept them in the carry case that he had, but all the carts and all his N64 was in a carry case. And he was a teenager back in the day, and he went to a mate's house, and they had a tournament on all the N64 games that he had. And when he was walking home, he got mugged at knife point, and he nearly died. He said he got into a bit of confrontation trying to hold on to his satchel. The guy got off away with his satchel, nicked his N64 and all the games, and the satchel was never recovered. But they did catch up with the guy who committed the crime, and he got jail time for that. He got arrested, obviously, and went to prison. But they never retrieved the satchel of games. So yeah, and he never did get another N64. He said so. The boxes remained in his loft for over 20 years, and then his dad came across them. Well, obviously at his dad's house, and then yeah, he just sold them, and I got them for a great price as well. And there was about 15 to 20 of them in total, most of which are in my collection. Those two stand out because they're difficult games to get in good condition, and yeah, they're two of them. It's interesting, one of them was Rush 2049, which wasn't an upgrade for me, but they didn't know the value to that, and I just asked them what they wanted, and I think I bought all of the boxes off them for about 250 quid, which sounds a lot for 15, 20 boxes, but it's really not when you look at the quality of them. And bear in mind, I had all of those games already, so I sold my boxes I recouped a lot of money selling my boxes, and then I didn't need the San Francisco Rush 2049, which is one of the most pricey games on the PAL N64 library, and I sold that box alone for more than what the whole bundle cost me. So I actually um, left that transaction with cashback, about 10 to 15 upgrade grade boxes, and yeah, just winning on every way really. I'd made money and I'd got all these fresh boxes as upgrades. I'm trying to think what other boxes there were. Um, Obviously, I've said the 2049, which I didn't need. I already had a Minter, but there were other ones. I'll put a picture on overlay. I'll show you them all because I've got a picture of them all lined up. The 2049 is not in the picture because I sold that, but all the rest of them were upgrades. So I'll put the picture on overlay so you can see that. And yeah, that was just like an unreal pickup, really. Just so overjoyed with that. I've told you about the story of the games I picked up from the CEX, that CEX win the one time. So that was definitely, an awesome talking point. There are other sealed games in my collection, like Body Harvest, Biofreaks, and stuff like that, but yeah, I haven't really felt the need to pick out all of those. I'm just trying to look for this last red strip sealed game that I think I've got that I might not have. I feel like there's one more, but like it's not the F1s or F0. ECW. This is another difficult game to get in good condition, by the way. And apart from a little sort of nick there, it's not a rip. It's just a crease. It's absolutely fabulous. Very difficult to get in good condition. It's such a poor game as well, I think. So that's one I'm not looking forward to on Mission N64-239. I'll be brutally honest. Just trying to find this sealed game if it does exist. Right, here it is. It's on down the bottom, that's why I couldn't think of it. YLA Country Club, True Golf Classics. Yeah. Really happy with this. Nice to have red strip sealed in the collection. So what's that? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 on the way. So, yeah, there we go. So there are my 5 red strip sealed N64 games. Just a nice touch having the red strips. They look great. Not massively into high-end sealed collecting, but I will pick up the odd one where I can, where I think there's value there, and I'm getting it below what I feel like it's worth. Whether I'm right or not is another thing, but I generally have a good sense of what things are worth, and I've never really bought something that I think I'm overpaying for without making sure I've done something in the process to justify it. Where, example, selling my old copy for more than what I paid for it, then that brings down your cost, doesn't it? And I think every single game that I've got here, most of them I had very good condition, and I sold for more than what I paid for it. Mischief Makers, for example, I sold that for 3 figures, which I certainly didn't pay for my old copy because it was absolutely mint. Charlie Blasts, I had a really nice copy. I sold for over 100 quid more than what I paid for that. Cruising World, I sold for more than what I paid for that as well, considerably. And Excitebike as well. Maybe not as much because this game just doesn't sell for that much for whatever reason. It's quite a cheap game, really. And even the red strip was only 200, so, or below 200, so yeah, just not an expensive game, really, that one, for whatever reason, despite being quite a later release, really, relative to a lot of the library. But yeah, that's it then, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just bringing a bit of different content. If you have enjoyed this, let me know, and if you want to see more of me going through some of the other games, really, because I can do that. But yeah, it's just to provide a bit of extra content on the channel, because I can't get an episode of Mission N64-239 out this week, and I'm away in London for the weekend, so there's going to be no content this weekend. But yeah, like I said, there is a pickups video coming. I can't tell you when because I'm waiting for my package from Australia, but it's going to be a good one, and there's some contemporary games in there to talk about as well. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. We'll just go to the outro now, and yeah, let's get on with that then. So that's it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to spend the next 5 or 10 minutes after we cut putting the games back in their original places, so wish me luck. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please whack a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. It pushes the video into YouTube's algorithm, helps get new eyes on the channel, and people coming along for Mission N64-239. But remember, we bring all sorts of gaming content to this channel. I go out and pick up retro or contemporary games, and I bring that to you and discuss all sorts of gaming, really. It's not just N64, not just retro, we do contemporary gaming as well. And yeah, a lot more going on this channel than N64. If you're new, please consider subscribing, trying to build the channel up, get more people coming along to Mission N64-239, more eyes on the channel, and just, yeah, get more of a community feel going. Let me know in the comments what you liked and what you didn't like, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.